Okay, Paige,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
You too.
I just want to start by saying I'm glad you're here, and I want to go over the confidentiality thing with you. Just so you know, most of what you say is confidential. I don't tell anybody unless I get a notice from a judge or something like that. Unless it's something like you're going to harm yourself or someone else, then I have to tell someone legally just to make sure no one gets harmed in the process of whatever's going on.
Okay.
So let's start by how your day's going. How are you feeling?
It's going okay. It's just kind of the same old thing over and over again every day. Nothing new.
I'm going to let you know I'm going to be writing stuff down.
Okay.
If it makes you feel uncomfortable, let me know. Just taking some notes so I remember everything how you want it to be so I don't mess anything up. And if you want to see it at the end, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
So tell me why you decided to come see me. Did you want to come on your own? Did you have someone tell you you had to?
Well, the doctors recommended it, and so did my sister, but I came on my own. But, I heard that social workers help with financial stuff, so I thought you would help me, pay for all my medical bills.
Not quite. What a social worker does is they help you go through the process of things that you need help with in life. So if it's financial that you're struggling with, then I can help you find places to help you get financial aid. I can help you get financial stability by helping you find a job. I can help you get in touch with people who can help you with those processes, get you professionally built more, and make sure that you're getting everything you need financially so you can get everything else you need for your life to make it good and sustainable and necessity-wise. But myself, I do not help you pay for your financial needs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit more about your sister.
She is 23.
Okay.
And she has 2 kids. So I live with her right now. She's currently battling divorce with her husband, soon to be ex-husband. He was physically abusive to her, and it's a rough situation.
How did you play a part in anything of this? Were you kind of like her backstand? Did you ever see any of the abuse?
No, but I saw bruises and stuff after,
Okay.
but I never actually saw him. Around people, he's always very nice.
So he's usually nice to you, and okay. Did it have to do with alcohol or anything, or was it just?
I don't think so, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about yourself? So I know your name.
Yeah.
And you said you are
19.
19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was recently diagnosed with MS.
Okay.
That's been very hard. I've never really had health issues before, so I'm not sure how to cope with that. And as I said, I don't know what to do about the money situation because I was recently laid off.
Okay.
And I'm just living on my sister's couch right now. I get $800 a month for unemployment, but I feel like that's going to go away soon.
You said $800 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where were you laid off from?
Sorry. Did it say?
Take your time. That's fine. We can go past it.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Explorer Van Factory.
okay.
It's in Warsaw.
Okay. So your sister lives in Warsaw?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you live before you moved in with your sister?
It was like a little town between Warsaw and North Manchester. A little house between them.
Okay. How is your sister's house? Is it well kept? Is it?
Kind of, but she's kind of sad and depressed all the time now, going through the divorce, so she's not being able to keep up with it as much. And she works second shift, so she's always tired, and I have to take care of the kids a lot. And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned recently being diagnosed with MS. How much have you been told? How far along is it?
About a couple weeks ago, I went to the ER because I had blurry vision and I could barely walk or move or see anything. I was super weak. And so my sister took me to the ER. And basically, I know that if it gets bad enough, I may not be able to, like, remember anything or, like, if they said I might not be able to drive a car. So it's stressing me out. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do about it.
That would be very stressful, especially at a young age of
Mhm.
19. Have you discussed any treatments that you might want to go towards, or rehabilitation, or?
I'm on antibiotics right now for it,
Okay.
but other than that, not really. They let me have some time to like cope and think about what I wanted to do about it first. But I'm on the antibiotics, and they've helped a little bit, but I don't know. I'm just really upset about it.
That's understandable. And there's nothing wrong with being upset about it. It's a really big thing going on in your life. It can be stressful. But another thing that we can do, if you want to continue coming back to these sessions, is that we can help you learn some coping skills to go through the process. And that way you aren't as stressed out and you aren't as worried and as scared, because you'll have something to fall back on, like a coping mechanism. I do encourage you to look more into MS, and don't go to Bing or whatever, but talk to your doctor more, have them tell you more about it, more of what could happen, what could you do to prevent it or slow it down, or treatment wise. Okay. So, with everything going on, how have you been taking care of yourself? Are you sleeping okay? Is your diet changing at all? Or
I have to drink a lot every night in order to fall asleep.
okay,
And I
define a lot.
3 or 4 drinks.
Okay.
But yeah, and my diet's pretty much the same. I'm just kind of like depressed all the time now. I don't really want to do anything. But I don't know.
Do you do any exercise regularly?
I
Have you
used
thought
to
about it?
work out every day, but
Okay.
I haven't in the past couple weeks. Just don't have the motivation to do anything anymore.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that this is really the first big health issue that you've ever had. Have you ever had like some other major illness or anything you had to have surgery for? Did you ever fall behind in developmental things or anything like that? No?
No.
You're pretty on track?
Yeah.
Okay. That is super. So, with everything else going on and the symptoms that MS has given you, have you had any other odd symptoms, or have you had any weird thoughts, or have you been seeing things or hearing things, or?
No, I just don't have any motivation. I yeah.
Have you talked to anyone about this besides your sister or I?
No, my sister's the only one in my family that knows.
Okay. Is she the only one that knows about your MS as well? Okay. Why is that?
I don't want to worry anybody. I just feel like it's something that I need to take care of myself. And she supports me in everything I need, so.
I mean, that happens to a lot of people. They always want to keep everything up and on themselves and not let other people feel a burden or, something like that. But sometimes you kind of need that extra person or extra people there to like comfort you and help you and make sure that you know that you're supported. And that really helps you a lot through a lot of processes. And especially with your condition of MS, I know, or I've researched some about how things can get worse. It's a real reality that you have to face. And screen went black. And lost train of thought. So that's fun. Oh,
the family thing.
It can get bad to the point to where if your sister's the only one that knows and the only one that you confronted, then she might not be able to help you just by herself. You might have to eventually open up and let other people in. I'm not saying go do it right now because you don't feel comfortable doing it, and that's fine. But just get that idea in your head that you will eventually have to let other people into your life to know about it, to help you out along the way. Since we're talking about your sister and letting people know about your MS, why don't you tell me some more about your family?
My mom passed away when I was 5. So I never grew up with a mom. My dad's had girlfriends on and off, but nothing serious. My brother's in the Army. He's in his last year right now. I was always really close with him. My dad's currently in jail. He was always kind of not the best dad for us.
What do you mean?
Well, he used to make meth.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why he's in jail now. But he's always just kind of been doing that kind of stuff and never really. He really did try to be there for us, but he kind of depended on us a little bit to help support with money and things, and he just depended on us a lot for things.
Okay. So, how, if you don't mind me asking, how did your mom pass away?
She had cancer.
Do you remember what kind?
It was lymphoma cancer.
Okay.
But I don't really remember what happened because, like I said, I was only 5. But my sister was older, and she said it was really hard.
And how old is your brother?
29.
29. So he must have taken some type of role in your life with your mother being gone.
Yeah, like I said, we were always really close. He kind of helped me and my sister deal with everything, and he was kind of like more of a father figure in a way. Like, he kind of helped raise us.
How often have you been able to see him since he enlisted?
He's been enlisted for 5 years, but he just comes home for Christmas once in a while and stuff, so not as often as I'd like to. But he's still in our lives.
That's good.
We send letters and stuff. So.
What do you think that he'll be doing when he comes back from the Army?
He doesn't even know. We don't know. But, yeah, he has a kid and a wife, so he'll go back with them, but he's kind of always been on and off with jobs, so we're not sure what he'll do with that.
Do you see his wife and child at all, or?
Me and his wife never really got along that well, but I babysit for his daughter once in a while.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And what about grandparents, aunts, and uncles?
My mom's mom died before I was born.
Okay.
Her dad is kind of hard to get along with. He's very arrogant. But he's a farmer, so he does good for himself. My dad's parents, I love them. I'm close with them. They live in Warsaw. I don't see them very often, but I do. I am close with them.
Okay. And with your mom's dad being a farmer and not the nicest man, as it seems, do you see him at all? Where is he living, or?
I don't know where he's currently living right now, but I don't see him that often. I think he's somewhere near Warsaw and stuff, where all of us are, but I don't really know.
Okay. That's fine. Is there anything else I need to know about your family? Okay. So, tell me about, since you've been laid off, do you still have any contact with any of your coworkers, or?
Yeah, my best friend Chris. We've been best friends since high school. He still works there currently,
Okay.
but he's really the only one I'm still in contact with.
Do you guys see each other a lot, or?
I wouldn't say like a lot, but we do hang out. We talk on the phone. We text and stuff, but we don't see each other as much as I would like to.
Okay.
He works a lot, so.
Is there any other groups that you're in, or do you have a hobby or a book club or anything like that?
No, working out used to be my hobby. Like, I used to work out once a day for a while. And Chris usually went with me, but I just haven't felt the need or motivation or want to work out anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have a lot going on, and you have a lot of people that seem to be surrounding you. Are there any specific other things that you tend to do that that can help you further? Like, how far in schooling did you get? Are you in college right now, or?
No, I was just kind of depending on my job.
Mm-hmm.
But I graduated high school.
Okay.
But I don't really know if I see myself going to college. School's always kind of been tough for me. I just kind of got by.
Do you ever think that you would want to go to college?
I don't know. I feel like now with MS, there's no point.
Okay. Okay. Did you have any jobs before the van factory?
Yeah, I've worked in a few fast food restaurants throughout high school and stuff, but nothing like serious.
Did you enjoy your work at the van factory, or were you just doing it to have a job?
Well, I was kind of just doing it for a job, but like I was friends with some of the people and stuff. Like, it wasn't horrible to go every day. It was pretty, I don't know if I'd say fun, but I liked everybody and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
they laid off a lot of people though, so I don't really take it personally, but it's still rough.
Yeah. That's understandable. How do you get around town? How did you get to work and such?
I had to sell my car when I got laid off,
Okay.
but I have a motorcycle, and I take that everywhere.
Yeah.
And my sister has a car, so we usually go places together.
Do you ever have to rely on anyone else for transportation, like Chris, or?
Sometimes, yeah. He's usually pretty good about it.
Okay. Okay. Have you had any issues with legal? Have you had any arrests or charges or?
I've never been arrested. I used to smoke weed a lot in high school, but I've never like been caught for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you not smoke weed now?
Not as often.
Some people tend to go back on their smoking habits when they drink a lot.
Yeah.
And since you mentioned you drink at night, I was curious if it came back with it.
Once in a while, but it's more like a fun thing now.
Mhm. Okay. So let's talk about your drinking a little bit. Since you are 19 and underage, I'm not saying I'm running to turn you in for underage drinking. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, not to incriminate you. Tell me about how you get a hold of the alcohol, or what your alcohol choice is.
Well, like I said, my sister's 23, so she gets it up for herself a lot. So we usually just drink together.
Okay.
But she usually just gets like beer. But when she's not around, I still drink every night. So.
Okay. Has she noticed at all that the beer's gone missing, or been drank faster than usual, or?
Yeah, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay. So, is there anything? Okay. So, with you mentioning how you have a lack of motivation and things, some people tend to go towards religion for something to hold on to or to make them feel stronger, something of the sort. Do you have anything like that that you hold on to? Do you have any religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs or values?
Well, I guess I believe in God, but we've never been a religious family.
Okay.
I don't think I've been to church more than twice my entire life. I believe in a God, I believe in heaven and hell, but I've never really, looked into it seriously.
Okay. So do you have any core values or things that you really grasp to as yourself, just to be like, I believe in this and this is who I am, and kind of grasp that in any aspect, or?
Not really.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And why don't you tell me a little bit more about kind of your ethnic background?
I'm just white.
Okay. Have you had any discrimination from being a woman, with being young and working in a factory type, or?
Not necessarily. They did lay off more women than men when they did all that, but I don't know if that was like a discrimination thing or if it was just that's who they had to lay off, so they did.
You don't take it personally at all? Okay.
No.
Some people do, so I always ask. So, now that we've covered a lot of the things that are in the background of who you are as a person, why don't you kind of tell me a little bit of how you feel you are as a person? So, anything that you think is a good quality about yourself, or how you feel strongly about yourself in certain aspects.
Well, I've always kind of been like the confident girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always just been confident in how I look. I feel like I used to be a really positive person. Like people used to come to me and talk to me about things, and I like helping people and stuff. But Chris and I, he's pretty much been my only best friend that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't really like to have a bunch of close friends. I feel like people stab you in the back a lot, but yeah. But like I said recently, I don't feel happy. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay in bed and just feel sorry for myself all day.
Well, I'm glad that you got out of bed to come here. Alright. Well, there's nothing else that I think that we need to cover today. What I would like you to do is really consider coming back and having another meeting with me. I think that you should think about welcoming other people into your lives a little more. Maybe pick one or two other people that you feel extremely close with, and think about the positives and negatives of possibly telling them about what you've been going through. And just think about it a little bit. You don't have to do anything right now. And, just think about the possibilities and do a little more research on the struggles that you're going to be going through with MS, and think about going back to exercise maybe. Just thinking about things that you could do, things you like to do, and hopefully you decide to come back and we can go over it and maybe pick up and try and get you in a better place than wanting to lay in bed all day.
Okay.
Oh no.
Did it record the last?
I hope so.
Yeah, we're good.
That was short.